Hello, my name is Jocelyn Waters, and I'm a mobile notary and have been for the last 20 years. And because of that, I have seen the problems that people have when they don't get their estate planning done, their trusts, wills, power of attorneys, etc. But I've also heard the stories of how easy it was when their parents or whoever got trusts done ahead of time and were prepared, and they were very grateful. So, because of that, I have taken a special interest and passion toward this line of work. And so does Mr. Stringer, and we've partnered together. But we also work with a network of estate planning attorneys, so we can cover you in almost every state, not Louisiana, but pretty much the rest of them. And Mr. Stringer, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, sure. So my name is Aaron Stringer. I'm an attorney. I've been practicing law for about 15 years in a variety of different areas of law. But I've really decided the last few years to really focus mostly on just estate planning. I've done estate planning during that whole 15 years, but I just really enjoy working with folks who are trying to plan ahead and make their lives easier. So I've focused my practice on that. Um, and it's been a great experience working with people who want to avoid problems, plan ahead, and make lives easier for them and their family.
Yes, absolutely. So important to plan ahead. It makes life so much easier. I do want to talk today about, we think of, I don't know what the I don't know what the statistics are, but I would say probably like 80% of the people who get trust done are like 45 or 50 and above. Like I said, I'm making it up, but it's probably not that far off. Most people are older when they get a trust done. And I think that's just a lack of education. People don't understand when they're younger how important that could be. So, why would a young family want to get a trust set up?
Yeah, no, it is a great question. I agree. So most people that not most, a lot of people that I encounter, especially the younger families, they don't even think about it because it's this misconception that estate planning is only for older folks who are retired and kids are gone, that kind of thing. But man, there's so many great benefits to having a trust for a young family. So right off the bat, the biggest thing here is, and I don't like the whole, fear mongering or anything, but one thing that scares me a lot, and I have young kids, is what if something happened to me and my wife? If we were no longer in the picture, that leaves three kids, under 16 who all of a sudden don't have parents. There's obviously the fear of who's going to take care of them, which is something we plan for as well. But there's also the whole idea of, okay, we own a lot of property that is going to go to those kids. That's how it should happen. But how does that happen until, they're 18 or older? What happens while they're minors? And that's what a trust can answer. Having a trust in place can take care of who's going to manage the property while they're still minors, how the property is going to get to them once they're of age, um, and uh, and exactly how the property should be distributed to them before they turn 18 or whatever age. So a trust can answer all those things. You're naming your successor trustees who will be in charge of distributing property to your kids. You give that trustee specific discretion within the instructions of the trust as to when and how property should be distributed. So that means before they're 18 or whatever age you set, the the kids or kids' guardians typically can go to the trustee and say, they have this health issue, they need some funds from the trust, or they need some help with tuition, room and board, um, whatever it may be, the trustee has discretion to release some funds for that. So that is very helpful. Um, Number two, the trust will set the ages and percentages of when property should be ultimately distributed to the children. So if you're like me, most people when they're 18, they probably aren't making the best financial decisions. So even though you're considered an adult by law at that point, it's probably not the best idea to all of a sudden have this influx of a bunch of cash, property, whatever it may be. Instead, with a trust, you can say, just as an example, you can say, the child receives 25% of their share when they turn 21. another 25% when they turn 25, and the rest of it age 30. That way, they're receiving, enough to take care of them, but they're also going to be motivated to establish themselves, get an education, start a business, whatever it is they want to do. But they have time to learn, to grow, and become more financially responsible. So those are the main reasons why having a trust for even a young family is so important. Make sure they're taken care of while they're still kids, and then set them up to succeed and receive their distributions over time as they're getting older.
Yeah, absolutely. You and I have someone that we both know, and I don't know if he's ever told you the story, but he did tell me, but I know that you know him. And he said that both of his parents died when he was a teenager. And when his mom passed away, so she was the second one to pass away, he was very depressed, and rightfully so. That would be really sad and hard. And she left him with an $80,000 insurance policy, and he was 18, just like you said. And okay, he's an adult, but what do you think he did with it? He told me he blew all of it on drugs and alcohol until he was overdrawn on his bank account because he was so depressed. And once he was overdrawn, he just had to pull himself together. But obviously, there's no way when his mom was setting up that life insurance policy, she was thinking, well, I'm going to leave this for him so he can do drugs and alcohol. No, that's not what she wanted. And so it's just sad, but she probably just didn't know that there were ways of preventing that. But yeah, only having a will or having no will, that's exactly what can happen. You don't want to leave an 18-year-old typically with a big sum of cash in a situation like that. Then you were talking about fear mongering, and yeah, we don't want to, but I think you have to be well aware that tomorrow isn't a given. Gosh.
Exactly. And that's what a trusted estate planning in general is meant to do. It's meant for those things that we all expect. We're all going to die eventually, but also be flexible enough to plan for, okay, what happens if we die earlier than we would expect? To make sure that those different scenarios are taken care of, or at least planned for as much as possible by creating those instructions and being specific to that family's needs.
Absolutely. So if you would like to have the peace of mind and protection that comes with getting your trust set up, I will put my calendar down in the comments, and I do all the scheduling for Mr. Stringer. Just book a quick appointment on my calendar and I'll get you all set up. You can do it, the whole thing, from your house. You'll just do it over Zoom, and you'll have a mobile notary come to you to notarize the document, so you never have to leave your house. How awesome is that? We look forward to working with you.